Today I want to talk about open focus. Before we start, just now I read a book about this open focus by Jim Robbins, and as I'm reading it, I really focus word by word, and my background, my surrounding, it all vanishes like I focus on one point. So also in that book, it called narrow focus, and then I got to the point of using the practices to start using open focus. So how to do that is simply when I read it, I aware of the space between words, the space between lines, and started to feel the space between my eyes to the text and surrounding myself, and also the background that the at first it vanished, it comes back, it's become a one full image. So after do that, it's amazing how I can understand it more. I can focus more without focusing on one thing, focusing using this narrow minded. And I want to share a bit in that book where it's narrow minded, where we're using it most of the time and it is not healthy to us, and instead to try this open focus. So currently I've been reading that book, it's about 60%, so that there is a lot of reading I need to do to fully understand this. But now I have a method or a way to try to experiment at work, and I provide another video to explain, to share how it helped me. The narrow minded is not healthy for us because it's in the survival state, we in the high arousal state. For example, lion napping, relaxing in slow brainwave state. But the moment the moment it saw gazelle, a lot of a group of gazelle, and then it saw gazelle which injured leg, limping. So what happened? It shift from relaxed state of brainwave to high arousal or narrow minded. Only focus on that one gazelle to chase after it, and as this lion was about to chase it, its heart rate increases really high and ready to go. So that's a good state to be in, and that lion may able to catch that because of that narrow minded focus on one thing. But we it become an issue for us when a lot of things require triggering this narrow minded. For example, because since our childhood we were taught to pay attention to road, to pay attention to danger. So what happens is we are becoming so good at detecting danger and think that we're not safe. And when we're doing this a lot of times, it become unhealthy because there's no living organism that is designed to be in this state for so long. When you narrow focus, you as I've said before, there's psychological responses. You're in altered state, aroused state, and it is like you're driving a car only on the first gear without changing gear. So the open focus is about changing that gear from first gear to second gear and third and fourth. And after I've done it, right, the first exercise, it's not it's not affecting your understanding or performance of what you're doing. When I read that book, my objective is I want to understand it fully, to be able to explain it, to be able to experience it. But the moment when I use open focus, it's much more easy, and I'm not in the altered state in the high arousal, using a lot of my my resources, my life force to it. Instead, I've become relaxed and open your focus. So that's a message that I want to share today, to question ourselves, are we in this narrow state? Because it helps us a lot. If we can focus on one thing, we can solve it. But it's not sustainable because we do this for a lot of things. For example, we easily distracted nowadays. We have a lot of information coming in, and how to how to shift your focus to avoid other things. We usually use narrow-minded, but it's not healthy for us. So let's change it. So that's why we become stressed because of that narrow-minded itself. So that's about it that I want to share. Change to open-minded to reduce your stress, to be in a state of balance, and be able to thrive also. Thank you.